Hey everybody, how's it going? This is the Fandom Empire Star Wars Show, Episode 6. And for the first time in the existence of this show, and in the year 2021, we are all in studio together. That's right.
So, say is that this is the Fandom Empire Star Wars Show, Episode 6.
I think Johnny thinks that he's not muted when in fact he is muted. I've been sitting here listening to him.
This is comedy gold.
So we'll let Johnny chime in here in a second. If you're thinking Tommy came over the border just to record an episode of Fandom Empire Star Wars, no, Tommy's not with us this evening. He is recovering from fatigue, and you can imagine whatever you'd like in terms of what caused him such fatigue.
He is a pimp.
And, I mean, yeah. Well, what was it the Godfather used to say? Pimpin' ain't easy?
So you say Godfather, I think Brando first, not Charles Wright.
I think of the wrestler.
Yeah, me too.
fuck Brando.
Wait a minute, Alfred can't refuse, huh?
Oh, wow. Without further ado, though, there they are. Kieran, how's it going, man?
Oh man, I'm super pumped now because I just finished doing the Rick and Morty fan show, which was like, I mean, even though I really love Rick and Morty and I knew I wasn't going to forget things or anything, but I had a little bit of stage fright there.
I think whenever you go on for the first time alone ever, it's daunting because it's like, oh,
yeah,
I don't have anybody to throw it to.
I tried to channel my inner Dave McRae. Actually, I watch his show and he's just entertaining. Like for 2 hours, sometimes he's just entertaining by himself. So I watched a few of his shows recently.
He knows his shit. He knows what he's doing. And also joining us this evening, Mr. Johnny. How's it going?
Wow, the enthusiasm was just, it was palpable. I could feel it right down in my pinky.
Well, I mean, I'm admiring your I couldn't figure out if it was a Fruity Pebbles shirt or if it was
It's a Young Bucks shirt.
It was literally right there.
No, I know it's Young Bucks. Man, New Day. That was the other one.
They got some crazy stuff.
New Day. I mean, your shirt's not as nice as mine, but you know.
Yeah, it's better.
Gentlemen, we're Tommyless tonight.
You sound so excited when you say that.
I mean,
you might take offense.
This is like it sounded like when you're like childless, you know, when you're like, oh, the kids are at my grandparents. You're like, we're childless tonight.
I can just see it now. Tommy's watching the show as he lies in bed getting ready to fall asleep, and that intro just made it say, well, I guess I'll just go fuck myself. You were so excited he wasn't here.
It's probably what Tommy's doing right now.
Himself. I was going to say that. He's a good chance that
no, I'm not.
No?
Not
gonna touch that one.
We need
Tommy's sex life is not something I think about in any way for any amount of time.
No, that's not
ever.
That's not what the chat thinks. The chat's always talking about Tommy's.
That's the chat's problem, not mine.
Well, we gotta engage the fans. They want to know what Tommy's doing.
They can think about Tommy's sex life all they want. It's just, it's Tommy's sex life does not live rent free in my head.
What we really want and need is a Tommy B going to fuck himself Funko Pop.
What would that even look like?
I don't know. What would that look like?
It would look like the Kylo Ren Fun Pop, but just like jerking himself off.
I think it would be more like just Tommy B just like throwing his hands up in the air like, well, like he's saying it, not actually doing it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't think Funko has had a miniature penis on any of their Funkos yet, so I'm not entirely sure if they're ever going to get there.
Yeah, I certainly hope not ever.
I don't know. They could do a Ron Jeremy pop someday.
Ron Jeremy's your go-to?
Well, for penises.
Not sure there's anything small about Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, it might actually be the whole pop.
The fact that when porn stars come to your mind, you think about Funko doing a line of porn stars. The first one your mind goes to is Ron Jeremy. Not one of the multitudes of women that would be amazing.
Because I was talking about a dick.
It's still.
Are you trying to say that you know lots of female porn stars that have?
Well, I mean, speaking of dicks,
I don't want to see a Funko dick, period. So if they're going to enter the...
Well, I'm just not a prude, Johnny. That's fine. You know what?
We'll
move on. Johnny just has lots of sexual hang-ups.
I mean, even if I was thinking about male porn stars, it would not be Ron Jeremy. He would not be my go-to. I mean, sure, he's got a...
It all starts and stops with Tommy B for you, huh? Alrighty, well. It
does not.
Well, there you have it. Gentlemen, dicks, anybody else that's watching or listening after the fact, let's dive into some news. Alrighty, let's dive into the news. I'm going to preface this by saying right off the top, if you wanted the discussion tonight about did Gina Carano deserve to get fired, it's not going to happen. That's not what this show is for. I just feel like there's better use of time, and God knows there's 10 billion YouTube videos about it.
Oh my God.
Now. Yeah. What we will do is talk about some facts, and the fact is she did get fired. And where it leaves our storytelling going forward and the character. And before we could even air tonight, I had Corey from KRT, Kessel Runs Transmissions, basically drop an article on my lap. And the article is from Hollywood Reporter. And they basically state that it's their state... Sean has a twin. No, you're just seeing me from two different angles. Johnny's angle's very wide, so you get to see me and him. So, like, if I was to accidentally, throw something at him, you definitely see it happen. Anyways, it sounds like... Let me make sure I say this properly before the grammar police come after me. That Cara Dune is being recast. My only concern with that would be they begin shooting in March, fellas. That's no.
I'm sure Lucy Lawless isn't doing anything.
Johnny, were you a Xena, the warrior princess guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who wasn't?
You know what? I didn't dig her show. I always liked the little blonde sidekick better.
I think a lot of people did.
Yeah, she was. I'm okay with that.
I remember watching some of it, but I definitely wasn't. Couldn't remember a single scene from it.
That was the first show I ever shipped a same-sex relationship. Yeah.
Oh, those two?
I got on that bandwagon early. Like, had no idea what it meant. Yeah. I was like 10, 12 years old. Those two those two should date. They should be. Of course, I'm innocent. I'm young, so I don't understand the context of that. It's just I wanted it to happen.
It's nice to know that you were forward thinking at 11.
I never cared, even back then.
To be honest, it was back at that point there was probably a lot of people who weren't. So.
For sure.
Disturbing image. Thinking about Johnny and his underoos, watching Xena warrior princess skipping school, and
I don't know why everyone always thinks these things are like what you guys find disturbing. I find not disturbing at all. Like, you guys are honestly like, what's really disturbing? That, and I'm like, oh.
So
it happens.
You just spend a lot of time thinking about Johnny and his underoos.
Sure.
Apparently, you do.
If you say it. And I picture it. I'm not like, I'm disgusted with myself. I need to wash my brain.
A 12-year-old kid watching Saturday afternoon TV shows in their underwear. It's not weird.
I did that.
Yeah, it's not weird.
I didn't.
I had to rush off to watch Thundercats and G.I. Joe. I did not have time to put pants on.
Pants were a must in the Giroux household.
Pants
Whatever
optional.
I wore to bed is what I wore to watch Saturday morning TV.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's been speculated on the show that I'm not wearing pants right now. Multiple times.
All right, guys.
Thankfully, I can confirm, in fact, he is.
Let's dive into,
But will I be at the end of the show?
Yes.
let's dive into this recasting. Mrs. Kieran in the chat says they don't think they'll recast Cara Dune. That's where I would have been with that, because other than Jake Lloyd, which was a pre-planned recasting because they had to, or deaths in the animated universe, I can't think of a single Star Wars recasting, guys. You got anybody?
Yoda?
Not even.
He's recasted with a robot for one movie. They retired the puppet. Yeah.
I gotta stop watching the chat right now.
Why?
Just in general.
Are they talking about pants?
It's been suggested your health would be at risk if you stopped wearing pants in Jade's work chair.
Matt Whitfield says Sean has seen Johnny in underoos, I'm betting. I've seen him in a lot less than that.
I've known the guy for 25 years. We shared locker rooms growing up. I've seen more than underoos, dude.
Yeah. So, I don't know, Johnny, where are you with this? Because it doesn't seem like recasting is a major Star Wars thing, regardless of the reasons.
Recasting points to more significance of the character. You know, like I could only see them going down the recast route on a character that holds significance in the future canon. Like if she's just kind of an also-ran character, then she just disappears. You know, she goes off on assignment in the depths, like any number of soap opera children that just go up to the attic and never come back again.
I think the real problem is, I don't know if it's with the Mandalorian as much as it is with Rangers of the New Republic.
Which certainly would make sense, that's where the character is called for and necessary. But, you know, I don't really know. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, but at the same time, I don't know what you did, but it was evil, whatever it was.
Wasn't me. I'm innocent on this one.
Look at the chat anymore,
I'm looking straight at Kieran when I say that. So I don't know what you did, but it was evil.
It's always evil.
But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could see them going down the recast route. I could also see them going down the rename route and just, you know, repurposing all her plot to a new character. You know, like
that's what I think.
Same storyline, but new character filling in that void. So I don't really know until it's announced. Like, what's being thought of as a recast internally could just as easily be a new character, new name that just gets all her plot material. So that's kind of how they're dealing with it internally.
Yeah, you could use the character as cannon fodder for Thrawn, too. You could be like, the character went off doing such and was never seen again. And then later find out she died via Thrawn and the unknown baddies coming. So you don't need to see something to believe it.
Or just never mentioned again, like so many other characters in the Star Wars universe that just disappeared and never be heard from again.
Yeah, it's a big universe. You don't need to be heard from again.
I don't know if they can do that with that character with what they'd set up.
I don't
think it would feel weird.
I mean, well, I think most of the fans know, but I do think that the route to go is to have another character that's a like badass chick, you know.
Marge.
And sorry,
what? Did someone say something?
Mara Jade. Oh, okay, I got that.
I don't think she fits the hole left by Cara Dune.
Yeah, I don't know. I am.
She's too big for
I did
the
a
hole.
top 10 on Rogue Sons, and I had Cara Dune as my number one. So this hits me a lot.
What?
Number one, top 10 characters in the show.
Okay.
She was my number one character.
That's okay.
I really liked her character. I liked almost anything she did. You know. Her acting was not the greatest, but it didn't bother me.
It was passable, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's fine for Star Wars. Anyways, we're not. It's just not.
The character wasn't meant to be doing Shakespeare. She was meant to be being a badass.
No, yeah,
she did that.
She did that. She definitely did that. It's believable when she hits someone with the butt end of her gun that guy had a broken nose and he's out. He's
just so we're clear. I'm bummed.
Yeah,
that it's come. To
this. That's what I wanted to get across. That I'm not too happy about that, but I do think that they should just put another character in that role. And they have so many badass females in this show now, so that fills that.
Even without badass females, there's so many badass females in acting that it's not hard to find somebody else to fill that void.
I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be hard. I think they should go introduce a new character that could fill her parts in, and that's all they need to do.
Let's dive into the chat. It's not a super chat; it's just a normal question. But I love the contributions DMT keeps making to the channel here and the chat on various shows. He says, so because I'm someone who has seen very little of Star Wars, I want to ask y'all this. Since y'all are very well educated on the series, should I watch the movies in the order they were released, or should I watch them in the order that would be more faithful to the actual timeline? I'm assuming we're going to have different opinions here. I don't believe for a second that I'm going to say a spoiler. Sorry, it's the movie came out in 1980. I don't believe people who haven't seen Star Wars don't know that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. I don't. I truly don't believe that. Even my little guy knew before I showed him. I think it's just too big in pop culture. So for me, it's to do it the way George Lucas intended. 1 through 9, I suppose. And as you're doing it, if you want to, I guess you'd watch Solo, then Rogue One. Yeah, I guess that's what it would be. 1, 2, 3, Solo, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the way I would do it. I don't know. How about you guys? I know a lot of people are got to do 4, 5, 6 first, but
I would actually. You know what? I think it would be a very good idea to show someone. So we're not trying to show someone. We're not trying to show someone like the originals first. I think at this moment because we love them, so they hold a great amount of nostalgia for us and stuff like that. They are great movies. They're great movies. And I myself am someone who loves to go back and watch older movies. Anything from the 80s or 90s, which, that's older now. Sorry. Anything from the 80s and 90s I love to watch. If I'm I find out... The other day I watched... What did I watch? I posted online. I watched American Psycho for the first time. And I had never watched it before, and everyone I talked to was like, how the hell did you not watch that before? And the reason is because I thought it was a horror movie, like a straight-up horror movie, and not like a crazy, psychological thriller that, has this really crazy sort of, it's an awesome movie. It was awesome. I was really happy with it. But anyways, most people you show older movies, that's not going to happen. People like newer movies. So I would say watch Rogue One first, and then lead into 4, 5, and 6. Because it ends directly with that. And I think that Rogue One is a fantastic movie that people who like action would like it. It's got some great drama. It's got great characters. Yeah, I would steer them away from Solo, which is the other newest movie. I like it, but I don't know if I would show anyone that first. I think the prequel series is very sci-fi-ish and would be boring to people who don't already probably gravitate towards Star Wars. And the sequels are, I think, for people who like Star Wars as well. And I mean, when it comes to the sequels, they're not even for some people that like Star Wars. So, and I think, The Force Awakens would be great to show someone right off the bat. If it didn't lead into The Last Jedi, which I love, but I understand people hate. And I do know a lot of casual fans like Rise of Skywalker, which I find weird because that's the only one I don't like of the entire series. So I would say that. I would say Rogue One, then go to the original series.
I think you're nuts.
I think it's apparent after this first 10, 15 minutes of the show.
It's not the first time I've said that about you, and I guarantee it won't be the last either. But I think I say that only because watching Rogue One first, I think, sets unreal expectations. You watch Rogue One, and it's a very Michael Bay-esque movie. There's a lot of explosions and a lot of in-your-face action real quick. And then you get to 4, 5, 6, which are much more visceral in their action sequences. Like, they're intense for their time.
Yeah.
But you follow up what is a Michael Bay-esque 2010s action movie with the original trilogy, and if they're not predisposed to enjoying it, you will turn them off.
That makes sense.
Improperly.
That makes sense. I mean, I know whenever we talk about lightsaber battles, and then people are like, the greatest one, you're like, but the first one was kind of like, like probably the worst one when you follow it up with the rest of them. And the reason is because it was people who like are doing something completely new on film, and Alec Guinness was how old when that movie was, so he wasn't doing backflips.
Matt Woodfield sends in a $10 super chat. What does $10 get Kieran to do in Jade's work chair?
I will DM you the pictures later. No, Jade's gonna come stomping down the stairs.
Don't you do anything in
honestly,
my chair.
if I even move slightly towards one direction or the other, she's probably going to come down here with a frying pan. So,
and for once, I won't be the target, so I'll just sit back and enjoy it.
Man,
you probably would be for allowing him to do it in her chair.
I think the question is which one of us would she beat first?
You first, and then him for letting it happen in the first place.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And then Johnny just for good measure.
Probably
leave all three of us down here battered and bloodied.
Yeah, that sounds a lot.
What time does Jade go to sleep? Does she go to sleep at some point?
Oh, I guarantee you she's hearing this conversation right now.
Okay.
So,
leave the chair alone for now.
Just going to investigate that chair in the morning and like, what did he do?
So yeah, no. There you sort of have it on the.
Well, I think maybe I should get an opinion on this subject.
I mean, if you have more to add.
Well, I mean, I have a different opinion than either of you.
All right.
So
wait, on what subject? The chair? You talked about the other part.
No, I said why you shouldn't watch Rogue One first.
Yes, that's right. All right.
For me, I think the answer is the way George put them out: 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. And I know that gets confusing, but I think
George didn't do 7, 8, 9. He wouldn't like you saying that.
Okay, but the way George did it was 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, 9. I'm not going to ignore 7, 8, 9, even though they're questionable in certain aspects, but they are important to the overall arc. You can't just forget they exist, regardless of your personal feelings about them, because I would have dropped the prequels from, I would have said just 3. But I think you have to do 4, 5, 6 first, and it doesn't take away that, you're already going to know Vader is Luke's father. Because you're right, that is, it's common knowledge.
Oh, sorry, wrong movie.
You can play that one anytime, at any time for me.
I mean, because it is common knowledge in reality. Like, you don't even need to be a sci-fi fan to know Vader is Luke's father, because everybody knows that. Everybody knows the I am your father. Like, it's just, it's everywhere. So everybody's going to know that. But I think you watch 4, 5, 6 first, because no matter what, 5 is one of the greatest films of all time. No matter the genre, no matter the category, it is one of the greatest films ever made in any category. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Star Wars fan, but if you look at AFI list, I think Empire is 4 on the AFI top 100.
It might be. It's. I'm coming around to that too. I think it's Sean's fault, but I'm coming around to Empire Strikes Back is the best.
I think it is.
I think because Empire is that good, it is amazing in film. It is a top 5. It is a Mount Rushmore film, period. That I think you go 4, 5, 6 first, because 1, 2, 3 are extremely divisive. You can lose people very easily watching them first if they're not predisposed to sci-fi.
Yeah, you don't want to episode 1 Jar Jar Binks. You lose half.
Exactly, and then you follow that up with 2, which is far more politically averse. Like it's still got its action sequences, but it's intersposed with a lot of monotony, a lot of monotonous, to me, fairly unnecessary stuff. Like, I know you make an argument it's a great film, and it is a good film,
I don't think it's a great film, episode 1.
Some people do.
I'm
saying 2.
I think Liam Neeson's
I'm moving
awesome.
on to 2.
I'm
saying 1 is... It's got its moments.
2 is definitely not a great
1 without
film.
the pod race is a much better film, but as a whole, it's okay because it's still... But 2, you follow that up with, and it's... It's eh. 3 is amazing. Not going to say anything bad about 3, but if you go 1, 2, 3 first, I think it's iffy. If you're not predisposed to sci-fi. If you're predisposed to sci-fi, then sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is perfectly fine. But if I'm picking someone who I'm not really a big sci-fi fan, and I'm saying watch Star Wars because it's great, then I'm gonna watch 4, 5, 6 first because
I can't imagine a sci-fi fan that hasn't watched Star Wars.
But they exist. Let's be real, they do exist.
I do think that The Phantom Menace had the potential to be a great movie. I don't think the pod race is the issue at all, to be honest.
I don't think the pod race is
I think, especially when it came out, nothing had been done like that in cinema.
Visually, it's not a problem.
And it still holds up, by the way, the pod race.
Visually, absolutely. I'm saying purely on story content, it's unnecessary.
To
me, the pod race is the Canto Bite of episode 1.
Dude. Dude.
I'm okay with that.
Johnny's the Canto Bite of the show.
Oh, man. I hope you get behind the scenes tonight. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, no, I get the idea.
I think if you lose Binks, Jar Jar Binks from episode 1, or at least lower his role.
Yeah.
Just lower.
The movie is so much better. I know people complain about Jake Lloyd, but you know what? It's child actors are hit or miss.
I don't compare about Jake. I don't complain about Jake Lloyd because he's a child actor.
Jake's not the problem. If you say episode 1 is a horrible film because Jake Lloyd is all that, really? That's your takeaway that makes this a bad movie?
Other Anakins have done that for me, though.
I actually think the first...
I hate... I used to be I don't like Hayden. I hate Hayden. But then I watched some of his other stuff from around that same time period.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
this is bad?
Oh, no.
No, it's not even close. It's not even close.
I didn't watch them until much after I'd seen them, but my brother became a huge fan of Shattered Glass.
Shattered Glass is amazing.
And he he's like, and I was like, I hate Hayden. He's a horrible actor. And he's like, dude, just watch this movie and you won't think that. All right. I'd seen Higher Ground and I'm like, he's not awful in that. It's Canadian, it's low budget, it's not great, but damn, has it got a great cast. But I watched, Shattered Glass is a great movie. Life is a House.
There's another one. Is it Awake or Stay Awake or something like that?
I think it might have been just Awake. I don't think I've seen it.
And you know what? Even his more popular movies that he did one with Nick Cage. I can't remember what it was called.
I know that he got panned in almost every movie by critics, though. So.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
I think the problem is that most of what you're seeing the critics panning him is his more blockbuster stuff.
Yeah, Jumper.
Yes,
Jumper,
they take a bite out of him, but the problem is that most of the film critics aren't the guys watching the low budget film festival stuff like Shattered Glass and Life is a House.
Not to mention, you look at Hayden Christensen's work, and I think you're going to notice when you see him in Kenobi, he's going to be a lot better.
Oh yeah,
I think
I don't even think it's going to be close.
I'm just wondering if Shattered Glass is also coarse and
rough and it gets every. Shattered Glass does get everywhere.
It does, but considering it's about a person whose last name is Glass,
I thought maybe it was a Steve Austin biopic.
I think a lot of people also forget Christensen was told to play the character like James Dean. And if you go back and watch old James Dean movies, it's not far off. It's not far off at all. I don't think James Dean was a brilliant actor.
I was going to say, I'm not a huge fan of James Dean.
No, I'm not. The people that just bought the rights to do the movie with him, that's a year old now.
I've heard this opinion before.
But I don't know. It's just
I will take Steve McQueen over James Dean any day.
I will agree to disown your opinion.
I guess it's a good thing. It's my opinion, so you can't disown it.
I just think you're not gonna get the Wall of China from the Great Wall of China from Hayden Christensen, but you'll get a wall, and it'll be decent. So
that metaphor is terrible.
Wall of shit. That movie was wall to wall shit.
That metaphor was awful.
Can we build to the next segment then? Maybe we could go with this forever.
Oh my god,
I could talk about Anakin's shit for a long time.
Oh man, I had one for you guys, but I don't remember what it was.
Is it another wall building thing?
Kind of.
Can we save it for next episode along with our 5 top planets? No, we actually did that.
We don't have a top 5 tonight.
We did top 5 planets.
No top 5 tonight.
We should have kept that gag. Oh well.
Oh my god.
Are we done? Can I go home?
Oh, what do you? Sorry, no, we're not done. I've been struggling to think of what this joke. I forget who we heard this from now. I know Jade would remember, and I'm probably going to butcher it. But what do you call Batman when he leaves church?
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Who knows that joke?
Oh, is that a common one? I'd never heard it, and I was like,
I'd never heard that.
oh, fuck, that's good.
Oh, man, I've heard
That's
that one
good.
100 times. Maybe I'm just different
funny.
circles.
Jade says, I misquoted it.
All
It's
right.
not the Great Wall of China. It's just the all right Wall of China, which is probably how I'd describe Hayden Christensen's acting. But you know what? Alongside Ewan McGregor.
I've said it before as I've gotten older. I don't blame Hayden for Anakin being terrible. I blame George for writing him terribly.
Is he really that terrible in Revenge of the Sith, though?
Not
I don't
Revenge of the
see
Sith.
it.
That's the problem. Revenge of the Sith is an anomaly. Like, it's actually good. The material is good.
He's not. His acting's not good in that movie either. It's not.
After such a... I think the problem is you're predisposed coming off the performance of 2.
Like, the line, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil, is, like, delivered so terribly. He's monotone in the middle of a fucking volcano when he's, like... supposed to be.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
but I
not
think that's
monotone
he
there.
is.
No.
Oh my god! Like,
Irregardless
there's no
of that-
yelling. He should have been like, "In my point of view, the Jedi are evil." Blah blah
So
blah. Like,
just
he should have been
because-
freaking
just
out. He was freaking out. There was a volcano. He was about to
Just
kill
because
his
you
master.
don't yell doesn't mean it's not emotional.
Yeah, but watch
You're
it.
a
He's
wrestling
not-
fan. Watch
he's
a Jake
not
Roberts.
emotional.
Watch a
Watch
Jake
it.
Roberts promo from the '80s. That man does not yell.
Yeah, but he's
he
intense.
talks monotonous. He talks slow.
I
And
mean,
it's
he did just.
intimidating.
Yeah, I'd say he's
sensual.
intense. He
You
just
can have
choked out his
intensity
pregnant
without
wife.
being.
Yeah, but there's no intensity in that whole thing.
You don't need to yell to be
He's
intense.
fucking-
No
he's
intensity.
terrible.
Volume is not an
He
indicator.
choked out
I
his
can yell
wife
as
who
loud
was
as I want.
pregnant.
It doesn't mean I'm being intense.
Yep.
I'm just talking extremely loudly.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean there's emotion.
Oh my god! From my point of view, the Jedi are evil is terrible.
Volume is not an
I-
indicator of emotion. Otherwise, Swedish death metal would be the most emotional ballads.
I
of all
just
time.
have
Honestly-
no idea how you could bash Hayden Christensen for Anakin and not bash Kelly Marie Tran for Rose. I get it, that's a hot button issue, but I'm sorry, she's fucking terrible in that movie.
I don't think that her acting is great in that movie. I like that they put the character in there, and I think
Again,
the
that's
character
a material
belongs
issue.
in there. I can't really comment particularly on it because it didn't bother me that much, but I would never be like, man, she was a fantastic actress. Like, I don't know.
We know a few people who've said that, so. Anyways, let's keep the ball rolling. Jordan Mason from Cinelinx is reporting that the Asper Media, is that how we decided it's pronounced? Is it Asper? Asper? It's probably Asper.
It's probably some fucking Greek goddess or something like that. We'll probably
I
look
still
it up.
say it's Aspire.
Is it Aspire?
Aspire?
See, that sounds better.
Like that's what the way I've always pronounced it when reading it.
Yeah, I
Even
don't
on this
know.
show, I've always said Aspire because that's
I do like the way that sounds better. Anyways, company that is relatively new and it's only done the portovers,
Can we
and
really call them new? I mean, they've been doing this for like 8 years now.
that's relatively new to the gaming industry. Anyways, there's a bunch of BioWare alum there. Makes sense from the first game. Jordan Mason, who had the Kenobi scoop that everybody told him he's a liar, and they're not going to come out and announce it at, was it D23 they did the Kenobi announcement? I feel like it was. But anyway, excuse me. He's reporting that, so it's not a Knights of the Old Republic remake. It's more of a Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 combined together retelling of the story. So it's not you're not going to get the same game. It'll feature some of the same characters, and this really makes me believe we are going to get the story of Revan, and he's probably not going to be a playable character. You're probably going to play as someone else, and Revan's going to disappear, and you're probably going to have to go find them. And yeah. Anyways, the point is, it sounds like there's some fire where that smoke was coming from. I trust Jordan. He's been right on a bunch of shit before. Johnny, if this comes to be true, you on board with the ex-BioWare guys and company tackling this job as long as they don't rush it? Because we've seen what happens when they rush stuff. I
mean, I don't have a problem with them taking the material. I know they have some important pieces from the old BioWare team, up the totem pole, as it were. Like, you can have all the programmers you want that used to work at BioWare, and that's still not going to make a good game. You need some of those creative leads, those team leads, those hires up the totem pole people to make it more effective. And they do have a bunch of those. I know they have the artistic team lead that was on the Old Republic.
Ryan somebody from the first game is his last name is slipping my mind, is there too. So
I mean, they do have several of those higher up pieces, and let's be real, the two former heads of BioWare are just sitting out there, for all we know, consulting with them. We don't know what they're doing, but who knows? I mean,
and don't discount the idea that Drew Karpyshyn could be involved, or Drew Karpyshyn could be involved in the storytelling aspect of this.
Oh, well, I can't. To me, it would be a greater disservice to not have Drew on a Revan story than it would be to have all the team leads or all of the BioWare production people, because Drew is the storyteller.
At the very least, he should be consulted on it.
You can craft a game around the characters. You need the right story. To me, it's the same as if they'd have brought Thrawn back and some other writer had been writing him. It worked so well because Jean was there. He wrote the new books and was, I don't know, I don't think he had really much to do with the Rebel stuff, but he still wrote the story of Thrawn in the canon. So it's still authentic to his original version. Like, it's different.
Yeah. No, they did a good job.
I hate the phrase, but separate but equal. And in this instance, it actually works as that, because EU canon Thrawn is separate from canon Thrawn, but they are both same.
I feel like it became a role they really didn't want to fuck with because it was such a beloved character. It's like getting someone else to play the Joker, and you're like, you can do it kind of your own way, but you can't just, not wear a purple suit and not be a psycho and not whatever. You got to stay in the character.
No, not to mention though, guys.
I actually have a different opinion on this Suicide Squad Joker. I'm okay with him.
I want to throw this one out there, just because he did both. Is one of the rumors, this isn't, verified by anybody.
Before you say this, can I eat a turtle?
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Yes.
They're all used.
Important stuff.
So one of the heavy rumors that's been going around for a while is they wanted to bring Knights of the Old Republic closer into this timeline. Now, that doesn't mean, 3 or 4 or 500 years. But it probably means something, just before Darth Bane's time. And I would not even, disclude the possibility of Darth Bane being involved in this in some way. Because none of his story is canon anymore. So, Karpyshyn was involved in both. He
wrote it.
Yeah.
That was him.
It wasn't his idea per se, but he's the one that executed it. Darth Bane is a George Lucas creation. Anyway, maybe people don't want to see those two characters tied together. And I haven't even read the Bane books yet. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's not that I don't want to, haven't done it. I have a brief understanding of what happens. But I believe Revan is referenced multiple times by Bane in the books. Yeah, I'm getting nods.
There are some references to him. I can't remember exactly how many, but there are definitely a few.
So I wonder if there'll be some sort of connection there. But either way, gents, it looks like looks like Aspire, whatever they are, somebody may have caught a big break, and looks like they may get the Star Wars video game franchise that people have been clamoring for many and many of years. Let's keep the ball rolling, though, on this one tonight, guys. It's time for the Galactic.
We don't get opinions on this stuff.
Did we not go to you on Knights of the Old Republic?
No, you just spoke yourself and then fucked off.
Oh. Yeah, you can kind of do that when you're the host. But I thought you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's actually, if you go back to a couple episodes, it might be last episode, the episode before that, this is exactly what I asked for. I was like, okay, we don't need to redo the games and have them be crazy. I just want Revan's story, and if that's what we get, cool with it. Any type. I mean, obviously not any type of game, but like whatever they do with it, I just want a really cool Revan story. So
I don't want Bane involved, because to me that's two characters that are separate.
They deserve their own game.
Yeah, I feel like they're important enough in what was the EU that I don't want them just mashed together to be like, here you go, you can have both. No, I want
I
both.
can see that happening though, man.
I don't disagree with you. Like there's that pit that's like, that's what's get used to it. I hope not. I don't want it to be like that. I want them each to have their own stories because they are so important. From what was the EU. I mean, you already said it. Bane was a George Lucas character. Bane is hugely pivotal to the canon based on his previous stories, just solely on the fact that he established the rule of two. That is a huge piece of history in the Star Wars universe as we know it.
Yeah.
I mean,
foundational piece.
Absolutely. It begs the question, can Palpatine rise to power in a world where Sith and Jedi are still at war with each other? No. I don't think he can pull the strings like that.
Let's table this discussion
cool.
until we get to the council.
Did you see that Matt Whitfield had another super chat?
I did not. Nope. He says Kelly Marie Tran's acting was as effective as Jar Jar's acting. Again, though, I think Ahmed Best did exactly what he was asked to do, especially when you watch the making of.
He was meant to be a clown.
He's awesome for kids.
Yeah, he was meant to be a clown.
Kids love Jar Jar.
Quote from George Lucas: "If we get this character working, it will make the movie." Lucas did not have his priorities right. That's simple. And
I think at that point George was bit by the merchandising bug so much that he's like, if we can create something the kids love, then it's just gonna line my pocket so much more. He was counting dollar signs. He was counting dollar signs before story.
I'll be richer than an oil tycoon, guys.
I point to, again, the Ewok line. If you're under a certain age, you love Ewoks. If you're over a certain age, you hate Ewoks. Jar Jar's the same way. It's the Jar Jar line,
I love Ewoks.
If you were a kid when it came out, you loved it. But if you were above a certain age or a certain type of fan, like myself and Sean are, who were probably under the Jar Jar line when the film came out, but we're still very much in the, what the hell is this crap category even back then?
No, I would have been 11 or
That's
almost
what I'm saying.
11.
I think,
and
we would have been right close to the Jar Jar.
It wasn't for 11-year-olds. It was for 8-year-olds.
I think they were aiming for 12. I think
so. Well, then they missed big.
But I think it was kind of in that 3 to 4 year plus or minus variance. Like, you could be a 12-year-old and love Jar Jar and you wouldn't, be looked at like, oh, you sweet summer child. Like, okay,
when
when
I was 12, Miso would want to fucking tear my eyeballs out at that.
Let's dive over to the Galactic Battlegrounds, guys.
Really forgot we had a Battlegrounds?
Do we have a Galactic Battleground?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I do remember now, though.
All righty, it's Galactic Battlegrounds time, and all right, here we go. The way this is going to work, and we announced this last week that this is how it's going to work, is when we do the Galactic Battlegrounds from now on, is we will preview it here this week, and then you guys will have 7 days, roughly, 6 days to be exact, to vote on who you think would win each match, or win the matchup, and which one you would keep. And then we'll preview the next matchup next week after we give the results. I just feel like that's probably the better way to get more fan interaction in with it. And, so let's start off with the fantasy matchup of the week. We have one Rey Skywalker, Palpatine, whatever
Rey
she
Skywalker.
is.
It's Rey Skywalker.
She chose her name.
Because it said so.
Well, I mean, let's be real. As a human being, you can choose your own name.
And
so she chose Skywalker. That's her name.
And then we also have Jaina Solo. Rey versus...
Wait, we do the whole name for Rey, but not the whole name for Jaina?
Well, I guess she did marry Fel at the end. So
last name Fel too? I don't think I got to that point.
Yeah, she marries him at the end.
She hyphenates.
Yeah, I think the very last
Solo
thing
fell?
the very last
Funny,
thing we
'cause Solo
see.
did fall.
Oh boy, I think the last thing we seen of them was at the end of Fate of the Jedi and then Crucible. And in one of those two books, they do get married because there's this sort of awkward Han handing Jaina off moment to Jag thing. So
yeah, that makes so much sense.
Of course there is.
I
Han became such a grumpy, crotchety old man.
think he was that way from the very beginning.
I think he aged exactly the way you'd expect Han Solo to age.
I thought it was a little inconsistent, but...
Well, he was angry at the world at that point. The world kept shitting on him.
Yeah,
that's
true.
They did everything they could to beat down that man.
You know what I didn't understand about
Except kill his
Han?
wife.
I'll say it quickly. I don't understand how he lost Chewie and them, whatever, and then he just lets his kids go off to fight in war all the time. He's like, see you later. I'll see you in like a year. This should take that long. He always seems to not really care.
What do they? I think he cares a lot, but what the hell is he supposed to do to stop them?
Yeah.
At
that point, it's like
if my daughter's like, "Hey, I want to go to India to do this crazy thing," I'm like, "You're not leaving Canada, miss."
And then she picks you up and twirls you around with the Force and bounces you off walls.
I don't think that's going to work with a 20-year-old child.
No, they went off way earlier than that. Let's not.
I don't think they were that young.
No, they were kids when they went off. Yeah, they were kids. I mean, Anakin Solo dies at 14, I think. 14 or 15. Yeah. He's really young, and he's already a trained Jedi Knight at that age. Yeah, no, Luke started training them at a real young age.
Well, he had
Oh,
to.
Jade's going to sleep. I can do whatever. The pants are coming on.
Pants are staying on.
All righty.
I don't know why you're so objective to this.
Johnny, who's winning this fight?
Is there a question? Is there really a debate? It's Jaina by a mile. She is fully trained.
Yep. And not just as a Jedi.
And not just as a Jedi. She spends countless time training with, you're going to love that one, Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Training to defeat
we know who
brother.
Kieran's going to vote for now.
That's not going to help.
And
did he teach her how to shoot 5 feet over someone's head constantly?
This is EU Boba, so he's a badass.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. It's just simple point of fact. Jaina is a fully trained, fully matured Jedi master. Not Jedi Knight, not a Padawan. She is a fully trained master, and not just in the arts of the Jedi, but she is trained externally in combat by alternate sources of information. I mean, I don't think Boba is the only one she trained with.
No, she trains with a bunch of Mandalorians.
She trains with not just Mandalorians. I mean, other. I'm sure at some different points she trains with other people as well.
She had that Killick thing going on for a bit.
Exactly. So I mean, she's trained to fight in multiple styles, whereas Rey, Palpatine, unknown last name Skywalker, is trained in survival.
The character that started with all this great power and never faltered and just continued to have the great power and succeed. That one.
She's trained in survival. not in combat. She fights to survive. And yeah, that argument might be like, okay, well, she can survive. No, she can't, because Jaina is her equal in the Force. At the very least, she is her equal in the Force. And a far superior fighter in both lightsabers and general combat. That there's no question Jaina wipes the floor with Rey every time.
So, I'm going to give mine, then we'll
How does Jaina die?
She hasn't yet.
She doesn't?
Well,
she never died in canon?
No.
She's presumed dead, isn't she, by the time we get to the...
Well, yeah, she would have died of old age.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, it's never it's the same as, like, Luke's death. We know it happens, but we don't know how it happens.
I know lots about the character, but I don't know anything that goes beyond New Jedi Order, so...
Oh, she's so front and center in Legacy of the Force and Fate of the Jedi. She's so good.
I haven't read any of that.
I
do know Wikipedia stuff about the character.
I just absolutely love what the character brought. I love the character more, but then I sort of fall into they basically made Rey, a god character in the sequel trilogy, and it's like, could Jaina actually beat that and overcome a character that just seemingly has no flaws and wins all the time, even with no training? I don't know. If it was me choosing, yeah, I'd have Jaina to win. But if we're going off of just cold hard facts between books and comics and movies, then it probably ends up being Rey winning, as much as I would hate it. But like, that's the way they wrote the character.
The problem is that people think that being strong in the Force is something that you... Like, like I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. You don't get to be a brown belt in the Force. The Force decides what happens.
Raw, untapped power in the Force is different. Like, you can be raw and untapped and be able to use that in spurts, but if you can't control it, you can't win.
Here's the thing with the training, too. The training, when it comes to training and Master Yoda training Luke... Yoda has Luke running and jumping and doing this and feeling the Force and, learning how to do things. And he does teach him, like, hey, you can't, put mind blocks in there and you can do anything that you want to as long as it's, as long as you believe in yourself, is kind of like a lesson that he teaches. But I don't think the training that Yoda gives Luke is at all helping him with the Force. I think the training that Yoda gives Luke is teaching him to not go to the dark side and keep himself centered. And
I think the most important training Yoda did for Luke was the location. And the fact that
that's true. That's true.
Because of that cave.
Yeah,
that cave where he faced his father. Once he was able to face his father, but inside that cave, he was fine.
Here's my thing, though. I think that characters like Luke are they're as strong in the Force as they're ever going to be. Like at the start, they just don't know how to use it quite as well. I don't think that it's like you don't just keep training and getting better and better at the Force, and you learn different abilities like in a video game. Like, I don't subscribe to that line of thinking that you're like, oh, well, I tried really hard, so I learned how to do Force Lightning now, and I learned from this master how to do this. And I know there are accounts of that stuff happening, but most of them are legends now.
I think that...
But I think that Rey being as strong in the Force as she was, is the Force picking for her to be that powerful. And she has a really strong character already, and so her will makes it go through. Like
I think
she wills it to happen.
That the universes are so vastly different,
yeah,
allows you to make that claim. But I don't know how much weight it holds, because Rey does have to be that balance. She is Luke. She has to bring that balance to the Force.
Yeah, because and that's why she uses the Sith lightning and stuff too.
Exactly, that's the difference. Can do both. Like, I think we talk about the Force as this, ephemeral, balancing, sentient thing.
Yeah,
it makes its choices and its decisions. But I think the bloodlines matter too.
Yeah,
and I
that's
think
for
the
sure, yeah.
Skywalker bloodline.
Well, it has to matter because
Can't be more powerful than the Palpatine.
Bloodlines.
I think it did. I think it does.
I think Palpatine was like the most powerful person in Star Wars for a long, long, long time.
Just because that's true doesn't make his bloodline that powerful. Like, you can be a tyrant.
But that's what we're talking about now.
I think his power was in his tyranny, not in his actual ability.
Oh no, I don't. I mean, if you think about the Thrawn thing, and they learn about how much that he controls the entire army.
But that's a different thing. Like, his power was through his tyranny. It wasn't inherently power. It was power through tyranny. Power.
I would disagree.
Wait, hang on.
Are you
talking about Palpatine right now?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I'm not discounting his power. Like, he crafted something that ate a world.
Character.
He ate a world, basically. And there's no discounting that level of power.
Yeah.
But I think that's individual. I think his power is from that. Like, he did a spell that made him so powerful that he was that powerful. It's not that the Force chose him to be that powerful.
I don't know.
He took it because I think that's what the Sith do. They take.
I take my line of thinking from my real life line of thinking that most people really hate, and it's that your fate is decided for you already, and most people hate that. Like, I think that my fate is decided. I'm going to, like, whatever way I die is going to happen 100%. The things that happen in the world are going to happen. They're always the way they're going to happen, and we don't really decide them. So I also think of the Force in the same way. The Force decides the story, and I think in the way that Rey is as powerful as she is, it is because it is. I've also, like, if you think about it in real life terms, I have met a person who was a white belt who came off the street and was within 3 months tapping out black belts. It was embarrassing to people. And it's because this person that, I won't name, it wouldn't be watching it, but super humble guy, is a superior human being. Not in the way of being super strong. Like, just you can't
take natural talents away. Like,
some people are just crazy. I think that in that way, it's the same thing with the Force with Rey. I think she was just a force that no one else could conquer, and she was the ultimate good. And there wasn't a lot of Jedi characters at the time, so she took all of the light side power. She was all of the light.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And so I think
based on the
where
argument
I'm going with this is Rey wins in my opinion.
I mean, based on the argument of I am all of the Jedi, okay, yeah. I can't discount that might be enough to beat her.
I think she's also all of the light side.
I mean, I think that's the same as saying
and a little bit of the Jedi. Dark. Yeah. But she's not just all of the people helping. She's she's
no. But I'm agreeing with you. Like that's what I'm saying. By saying I'm all the Jedi means I am the light. I am.
Have you seen the Freddie Prinze Jr. rant where he basically says the same thing?
No.
You got to check that out. It's crazy and it's very entertaining.
I think at the end of the day, we could sit here arguing universes until we're blue in the face.
Yeah,
about the differences between the two and why Jaina is superior to Rey and why Rey is superior to Jaina, and neither one of us will make the other one change our opinion. So I guess
I got to read more Jaina to be able to do that. Anyways, I thought I had enough info, but you guys seem to have more. Like, I know you guys would have more, but I didn't realize there was more to her than I knew about.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it sounds like you've missed a lot of the big things, too, if you stopped after New Jedi Order.
I was going to say, there's some pretty big stuff and Legacy that is
character-defining. I thought that Legacy was only, 5 books or something like
9.
That. I was going to say, it's
9?
It's 9.
I thought it was 10.
No,
yeah.
It's 9, so it's Fate of the Jedi. I
think it's 9. Isn't there a short?
So you got the 9 Legacy of the Force books. You got the 9 Fate of the Jedi books. You got the Millennium Falcon, which happens in between the two. You have the Dark Nest trilogy, which happens in between New Jedi Order and Legacy of the Force. And then you have Crucible, which follows up Fate of the Jedi. So you got 20-plus books of material there where she's involved pretty heavily in all of them. Anyways, that one got a bit too deep for me in terms of real-life philosophies and stuff. And the last thing I want to do is piss anybody off. So
that's not true.
You're right. There's some
you
people I do
love
want to
pissing people off.
Anyway, so Johnny's team, Jaina, Kieran's team, Ray, and again, if I was writing it, I would be team Jaina. But if it was the people that are in charge now writing it, you can bet your ass Ray would win. So,
seeing as how those people, wrote Jaina out of existence.
Yeah.
They didn't care to have her back.
Yeah.
It's not like they can have her come into existence now unless, there was a missing twin that was hidden from them somehow magically. And
well, no, Han had. I've heard the theory in terms of.
Wait, is this supposed to be like the Jaina is Kieran and?
Yes. Yes.
God, no.
Yes.
That
so
would
she
be
wouldn't be Leia's and wouldn't have Skywalker blood.
Defeats the whole purpose of her.
So, again, I don't think it would happen. I think that'd be dumb.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
I think it's more likely you'll still see a proper ending to the legend stuff one day.
There's a good chance Han Solo has lots of children.
I am fairly certain there were a whole bunch of Han Solo children in the EU we didn't know about.
Yeah, it's probably not far off. All right, guys, let's move on to the last one here before trivia, and that is keep one. Which Star Wars animated series are you keeping? Are you keeping Clone Wars? Are you keeping Rebels? Or are you keeping Resistance? Johnny, we're going to go to you first, man.
I mean, I again, I say this a long time, but I say this quite often, and then somebody else says something that makes perfect sense. But to me, I feel like there's only one answer to this.
You say that all
I do say that
Me too,
a lot.
though. No, I'm with you on this one. I
do say that a lot, but I think this time it's accurate. Yeah. I mean, yes, you could completely throw caution to the wind and be like, I choose Resistance. And if you do, I'd just sit here scratching my head and be asking a whole lot of other questions. But you can't choose Rebels, because if you choose Rebels, then Clone Wars don't exist, and without Clone Wars, you can't have Rebels.
No, you can't do that.
But you have to, because that's the entire precipice of the question.
No, just pretend that the show exists anyways.
But you can't.
Can I go now? Can you just
But you can't, because one is a direct sequel of the other. And I think...
Yeah, George Lucas gave us episode 4.
I feel like Clone Wars is the answer, because there's so much more there than Rebels. Like, Rebels is good. It's a great series, and I don't want to get rid of it, but Clone Wars is, to me, the only answer, because it's so much more.
I don't know if I'd call Rebels a sequel to Clone Wars.
I say it is, just based on the fact of how many of the stories were picked back up.
There's definitely a few, obviously, once the clones get involved and Ahsoka gets involved.
And Maul gets involved.
But all those come to those are both season 2 and season 3 things in Rebels, and Rebels went 4 seasons. So, but for different reasons, the answer is Clone Wars. It's by far the highest quality Star Wars animated show. It's so far superior to Rebels, and the only reason Resistance is on this list is because people probably know it more than droids or Ewoks at this point. But Clone Wars is just phenomenal. I know it had a rocky first couple seasons, but seasons 3 through 7, like, oh my God, it's some of the best Star Wars we've ever gotten. So for me, it's Clone Wars. Kieran, sounds like you're disagreeing.
Yeah, I do. All the time. It's Rebels. It's definitely Rebels. Rebels is a far better show, in my opinion. It has, it continues and tells a really good storyline throughout. It doesn't just cut back and forth and go in crazy timelines, and you have to watch episode 16 before you got to watch 2. I do like the fact that there's different arcs. When Clone Wars came out, I loved Clone Wars. But, like, if I'm judging them now, it's definitely Rebels for me. Also, like, as a Jedi person, like, the Jedi are my focal point of Star Wars. What happens with the Jedi is obviously a big deal to me in any series or book I'm reading. And the Clone Wars Council is the worst bunch of fuck-ups that have ever existed in the Jedi lore. So, I know that a lot of people think that the when you think of the Jedi Council, you think of the Clone Wars Council. But if you read all the books, then you have a lot of other people in mind when you think of the Jedi. And honestly, a lot of those characters I like, and there's a lot of storylines I like. So Clone Wars is good. Like, I don't know how I can say that they lose and also profess how much I like them. But going through a watch through right now, which I'm currently on, I've had to stop a few times just being like, oh my God, like, can we just get by this arc? What's the next arc? Is it that arc? Oh, shit. Like, I don't want to watch that.
I will say there's more throwaway arcs.
There's so many.
Clone Wars.
There's so many. I think there's one episode I don't like in Rebels, and it was when they had they tested out the Y-Wing. Is it the Y-Wing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
and it's like orange instead. I remember I wasn't really a big fan of that, but like the whole rest of the show, like a straight watch through is awesome. It's great. It's not too hard to get through, and it's not too long. And Clone Wars just has so much junk in there. There's so much. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's like supposed to be kind of like diplomatic and political. They show like all the characters who are politicians and stuff, but it's not smart the way they do it. There's no real like smart questions like there is in other shows that approach the same sort of topic. So you're just left with at least 8 episodes every season that you're like, shit, do I got to go through this? And so yeah, upon rewatch, like Rebels is far superior.
I wasn't sure we were going to get that answer. I was relatively certain nobody was going to say Resistance.
I watched 2 episodes earlier this month, and I think those are the 2 episodes I'm going to watch.
Yeah. Zachary had a couple of the episodes on this past time he was here before he went to bed. And even he was like, and this is the second time he's done this now, or he's like, I just don't like this. Can you turn it off? And I'm like, okay, sure.
Happily.
You're like, fine, let's watch Halloween 2 again.
Oops, apologies, everybody.
Oh, man, that scared me. I thought it was my phone.
But yeah, no, without further ado, though, since we already talked a bunch about Knights of the Old Republic earlier, and we didn't really have much of a council topic planned for this evening. It's a shorter show this week. That's okay, because we had both shows tonight, doubleheader.
Can we really say short show when we're pushing it close to 90 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. Most of our shows have been 2 hours, and we'll probably be just over 90 minutes when this is all.
Chat. Our trivia takes us a while though sometimes, so we'll see.
The trivia's fun though, and without further ado, though, it's time for Johnny's favorite part of the show.
He loves losing that much.
It's time for some Star Wars trivia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Star Wars Wastelands Trivia Showdown. It is time for a triple threat. That's right, Matt had no idea he was getting into a triple threat match. It's time for a triple threat match. And the winner of this match, despite records, which, by the way, Kieran is a impressive 1-2. Johnny is 0-1, 0-2, 0-1, I think, and Matt is 0-1 as well.
If we go questions wise, I'm doing pretty good because I won by a lot, and I lost to Thaden, and he fucking almost pitched a fucking shutout.
Yeah, it was...
that asshole. I yelled at him for like half an hour after that.
You can't see it, but Matt is currently mocking you right now on here, and he's tipping back some Captain M. You got some Joe Morgan in the house, man. Nice. Johnny will get that reference. The rest of you, not so much.
After just watching Kieran dance for the last 2 minutes, I feel like I need some.
I think the microphone got further away from you. You sound quiet.
I said after watching Kieran dance for the last 2 minutes, I feel like I need some.
He just doesn't enjoy anything. You don't enjoy life, do you? Let's get into this.
Oh, God.
Sit down on my couch. Like you don't enjoy life, do you?
It's inside of you. With
Dr. Kieran, go fuck yourself.
Anyways, we have a guest. He is one of the chat mods here at Fandom Empire, co-host of the Camp Haddonfield podcast, which makes its return next month on the Patreon program. It's Mr. Matt Whitfield. What's happening, man? You got yourself muted, by the way. Maybe I have him muted. Matt says your microphone is X'd out.
There we go.
There we go. Man.
Yes, sir.
Man, myth, legend. You got your pen and paper handy?
Yes, sir. Right here.
Yeah, remember to write big for me. Okay. Now, because I am sitting in the same room as Johnny and Kieran, I can't
see them, and I don't like that.
You may not see their answers. Well, I mean, if you're watching the stream, you can. Just keep the stream muted.
You'll see us on a 45-second delay.
Yeah. So he didn't get that answer in on time. All right. The way this works is the winner of this will have another crack at Thaden for the championship. However, I do know that we're trying to get Ian involved in trivia too. Add another powerhouse in there. He's actually a former Star Wars Wastelands tag team champion for trivia. There's a couple other people that have expressed interest in wanting to get in on the trivia. This is how it'll work, though, guys. Round number 1, you get 5 categories: the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, the sequel trilogy, the spin-offs, and the animated shows. You will write, there's no multiple choice. You will write your answer down on a sheet of paper. You can ask me to repeat the question. You will have 15 seconds to answer. Do not show your answer until I ask you to show your answer. Everybody understand?
Since when don't we
yes,
get
sir.
multiple choice?
Yeah, I've already won this. So.
Multiple choice is only in the 3rd round. And it's been that way since we started doing this again. Alrighty. Johnny has spent too much time watching Tom Brady win championships. It's fried his brain.
Oh, no. Don't start that.
I forgot your...
Because right now, I feel like I'm playing against Trent Dilfer and Don Mikowski. So,
Well, I mean, the bright...
Did you just compare me to Magic?
Man.
Yes.
How many Super Bowls does Rodgers have? Is it the same as Dilfer? Is it the same? Do they have the same, Johnny? I'm asking you because you're wearing a Packers hat.
How many MVPs do we have?
Really?
Well, MVPs is not a team thing. So.
And neither are Brady's championships. They're a team thing.
Anyway, let's dive into this. Remember, you have 15 seconds to answer. Please don't show your answer until I ask to see it. Here we go. Question number 1 in the category of the prequel trilogy. Listen to the wording on this. What prequel trilogy movie was Captain Typho not in? $10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Johnny, show me your answer. Johnny says episode 2. Kieran says
I put 3.
episode 3, and Matt says episode 3. You're all wrong. Captain Typho wasn't in the Phantom Menace.
Damn it! I knew that,
Captain
and then I changed
Panaka.
Aren't they both in it?
No,
Oh.
sir.
No, I knew that, and then I changed it,
I thought
thinking
they were both in one.
I knew that, and I changed it, thinking that he blew up at the end of the other one. But no, that's
Well, it's a good thing we got that thing out of the way.
Typho becomes a moth, doesn't he?
That's Panaka. And not a moth exactly,
right.
but yeah. All right, in the category of the original trilogy. All right. What was the original name for Return of the Jedi? Kieran hits the gong bell. Boom. Boom. Break into some AC/DC. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kieran, show me your answer.
Revenge of the Jedi.
Johnny, show me your answer.
Same.
Matt, show me your answer.
Revenge of the Jedi.
That is correct. We got points for everybody.
I was afraid this was going to be one of those. There was a name before Revenge.
Not to my knowledge. So, unless you count, what was the working name that they?
I don't remember.
Oh man, they tried to fool everyone that they weren't actually filming Star Wars. Anyways, sequel trilogy. Who was the original writer for The Force Awakens? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Matt, let me see your answer.
I'm probably wrong, but I said Kasdan.
Kasdan ended up being one of the co-writers. He was not the original writer. Johnny, show me your answer.
Michael Arndt.
Kieran, show me your answer.
I put George Costanza.
Well, I mean, points for
Thank you, Mondo.
Creativity.
our Mondo appearance. Johnny's right. It was Michael Arndt. Here we go. In the category of Rogue One. What planet from Revenge of the Sith also appears in Rogue One? What planet from Revenge of the Sith also appears in Rogue One? The score is 2-1-1, and we are on question number 4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kieran, your answer, please.
Mustafar.
Johnny, your answer, please.
Mustafa.
And Matt, your answer, please.
Mustafar.
Indeed.
Matt holding up his paper.
He did.
I just did.
I don't.
Alrighty. The final question in round number 1. What arc do the brother and sister fight for control of the universe in during the Clone Wars?
Oh, God damn it.
Say that one more time.
What arc do the brother and sister fight for control of the universe in during the Clone Wars? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Matt, show me your answer.
Noah's.
Oh, dude, hang on. I gotta give some love for that. Johnny, what do you got?
I couldn't write it all in time, but I can't remember the name of this arc, you fucking asshole.
Kieran, what do you got?
I put the Mortis gods.
Y'all accept that.
It's the
That's good.
Mortis.
Yeah, the Mortis arc. Yeah, but
I don't know how I can't remember Mortis when Mortis is literally the name of a wrestler. Like, I don't know how that doesn't sit in and sink into my brain.
Mortis,
like Mortis,
yes.
wrestler, Mortis arc. But no, I can never
Who
remember
better
it.
than Mortis?
Kudos for that. If I had the horns, that'd be get a horn.
all right, here we go, guys. In the category of true or false, round number 2. These are only worth a point, and you will only have 5 seconds.
Can we get a score after that?
Yeah, yes. The score is 3 for Johnny, 3 for Kieran, 2 for Matt.
That's what I thought.
All righty, here we go. Question number 1. Bail Organa's wife appears in 2 Star Wars cinematic movies. True or false? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Matt, answer.
False.
Kieran, answer.
True.
Johnny, answer.
False.
It is false. She only appears in 1. Alrighty, question number 2.
What movie is that?
Revenge of the Sith.
What is Sith?
Okay.
Here we go. Atris becomes a playable character in Knights of the Old Republic 2. True or false? You have 5 seconds.
I don't like the wording of this question. This question is so...
We don't like your concern with the wording of this question.
Take it to the council.
All right. Time's up. Kieran, true or false?
I put true.
Johnny, true or false?
True.
Matt, true or false?
True.
You are all incorrect. The answer is false. You fight her, but she's never once playable, which sucks because she's like the second biggest part of the marketing campaign of the game.
I thought she joined the party. So
Sadly, no. All right, so no points for anybody on that one. Question number 3. Keira Knightley was originally cast to play Padme in The Phantom Menace. True or false? 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Pen's down. Kieran, what do you got?
I put true.
Johnny, what do you got?
false.
Matt, what do you got?
Big old false.
The correct answer is false. Keira Knightley appears in The Phantom Menace as Padme's body double. So that makes the score 5 for Johnny, 4 for Matt, 3 for Kieran. Alrighty, hang on as we go through here. Question number 3. Knights of the Old Republic 2 came out in the year 2005. True or false? 5.
This is not a Star Wars knowledge
4,
question.
3. It is. Release dates is a Star Wars knowledge thing. 2, 1. Time's up. Matt, what do you got? True or false?
False.
Johnny, what do you got?
True.
Kieran, what do you got?
True.
It was
Well,
false.
I really wanted to put an F.
Came out in
for fuck off.
came out in 2004. So Matt's the only one with a point there.
Are you sure there's not a country it came out in 2005 somewhere?
I hope not.
No, it did not come out in Canada first. So
Alrighty, question number 5. The special edition. Kieran's going to love this one because guess what? In trivia, especially when it comes to fandom, release dates do matter. Just ask the Movie Trivia Schmodown guys. Alrighty, question number 5. The Star Wars special editions came out in the year 1997. True or false? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Kieran?
That's
Sorry, I'm choking on my own rage. True. Can I write the questions next week?
Johnny?
true.
Kieran? Matt.
True.
So 3 trues, you're all correct. And technically, you already wrote half the questions for the next matchup. So. The score is 6-4. On to our final question here before things get dicey in the third round. All right. Sam Witwer provides Sam Witwer provides voices in all 3 Star Wars sequel trilogy movies. True or false?
Wait, what? Sorry, say it again.
Sam Witwer provides his voice or lends his voice in all 3 of the Star Wars sequel trilogy movies.
Oh.
True or false?
Trust my gut.
5 seconds. Matt, what do you got?
False.
Johnny?
False.
Kieran?
I put true.
It is true.
Ooh.
Kieran brings it closer at that point.
I should have changed it like I thought to.
So the score after
trust
round
in my
2
gut.
is 5 for Kieran, 6 for Matt, 6 for Johnny, and things are about to get dicey because it's time for the final round, the multiple choice round, the secret category round. Pardon?
What's the score now?
You have 5. He has 6. Matt has 6. All righty. Here we go.
Horrible true or false round.
Kieran, you, sir, are the one with the best record. So, would you like to go first, second, or third?
First.
And you're going to go first. All right. So.
The man is losing.
And
it doesn't matter. I've answered. I've answered the most questions right.
And
I kicked both of your asses the first week.
And
no, you didn't.
I kicked your ass once.
Kieran, do you want category 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I'm filing a formal complaint on the grounds of
2.
The losing person shouldn't get to pick first.
Exactly.
You know what you're getting.
It's never been that way.
You're getting behind the scenes.
It's never been
Don't
that
worry
way.
about it.
Johnny.
He's going to ask you what year the fucking Boba Fett book was released.
Second or third? Would you like to go?
What month? What month was it, Johnny?
I will go last. I want to know how many I need.
Alrighty. And do you want category 1, 3, or 4?
3.
All right.
He didn't sound excited enough for that to be behind the scenes, so I'm feeling okay about my choice.
And Matt, that means you, sir, are going to go second, and I need category 1 or 4 from you, sir.
4. Of course, Brett Favre.
Oh, alrighty. Remember, guys, you can only use multiple choice on 2 of the 3 questions. You'll have 3 multiple choice options. If you use multiple choice, the question's only worth 1 point. You also have steals available, but you have to have written the answer down before the time is up. You have to have written the answer down before the time's up, and if someone selects multiple choice, you get that time, additional time as well to write the answer down, but your steal would only be worth 1 point.
I don't have to write for these questions because I'm going first, right?
Because you are saying it out loud, you don't have to write, but you can't say it till I ask for the answer either.
Okay.
So. All right, question number 1.
Princess Leia.
Kieran. Oh, in
Incorrect.
the category of behind the scenes.
Oh my
Kieran
God.
really doesn't like
1996.
Of course, this is going to be the week where I get all 3 of them correct, right?
It doesn't matter.
Alrighty, here we go. Kieran, who scored Rogue One? Who scored Rogue One? You have 15 seconds. And may I remind you, you have multiple choices.
I gotta wait till the
are
end.
you gonna
I
be
gotta
like-
wait till the end, though, right?
Not to ask for multiple choice, you don't.
No, but I gotta wait until they have time to write the
Yes,
answer now.
correct.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, Kieran.
I don't know. John Williams.
That is incorrect. Johnny, what do you got down there?
Michael Giacchino.
And what do you
The
got
fuck
for me,
is
Matt?
that?
Michael Giacchino.
I need to see it on the paper.
I can't spell it. I said Giannichino.
You got Michael?
I know I got Janet.
Oh, that looks like George
hard to
Lucas.
see.
I'm looking at the screen
It's not
right now.
George-
It looks like
No,
you said
no,
George
it's
Lucas.
Giannatino.
I can't give you that, man. So the
It's G.
steal,
There's a G and a O at the end.
the steal's gonna go to Johnny, and it's a 2-point steal as well.
Does it only go to one
Thank
person?
you, Kieran.
Pardon?
Does it only go to one, or can they both have gotten it?
They both could have gotten it, but he didn't even have Michael written down, so I couldn't give it to him. If he would have had Michael, Gia, whatever, I would have given it to him. All right, Kieran, question number 2 in behind the scenes.
I know I didn't spell it correctly, but
Yeah.
it's phonetically correct.
Who wrote the novel Tatooine Ghost? 15 seconds. It's not in this room, so don't look.
Wouldn't that be something?
I almost did pick a novel that is on display in this room. So.
This one?
5, 4, 3. Using your multiple choice. 2.
No, I'll go with it. It was Timothy Zahn. No, it wasn't.
That is incorrect.
I know it's incorrect.
Matt says Troy Denning. Johnny, what do you have?
Karen Travers.
Karen Travis. Matt with the 2-point steal.
Ah, nice. Who will get to steal my next question? That's what I want to know.
Everybody.
You could have used multiple choice on these and had.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered. They're dumb questions.
Shit.
That's a dog shit take, and you know it because
Shots fired in a self-inflicted kind of way.
yeah, definitely in
whatever.
self-inflicted. No, but like if you use multiple choice, I know this about you. I heard that you don't like certain board games when you start losing at it too. This is how you get at trivia. That's right. Yeah.
You know what? This is exactly what. One time I played a board game with a friend at my friend's bachelor party, and we didn't really want to play it. I just wanted to play poker. So I ruined the entire game. Like I just fucking threw cards across the room.
So you're Jade.
Yeah, maybe. Anyways, go on.
Anyways,
see.
if you would have asked for multiple choice,
Maybe I'll even
you
steal
would
my
have
own.
limited the damage from the other two because
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that because I'm not going to be getting any.
All right,
points.
question number 3. What was the budget for Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope? Would you like multiple choice?
No, I don't want. I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
I'm
Looking you in the eyes right now, and I'm gonna figure it out.
I'm sure you will.
It's a fucking dog shit question. What was the budget to the dollar?
To the dollar. No,
you want
no,
me,
not
you want
to the
me
dollar.
to know.
Just approximately.
Fuck. All right. I believe it is 3.14.
It's not pi.
No. Well, I was gonna guess whatever.
All right, time's up. Kieran's got nothing. We'll move. Matt, what do you got on your sheet?
11 million.
Johnny, what do you got on your sheet?
25 million.
Well, I know where you got that number from, and it's not A New Hope. It's from Empire. Empire was originally slated for 25 million. A New Hope was made for $8 million back in 1977.
I was closest.
So nobody got that. All right. Kieran, you can still steal answers. Are you going to participate in the stealing of this, or are you just going to sit there and pout?
Out.
Probably like.
Just remember,
I'm gonna do both.
You can write insults for Sean as the answer to every
Yeah,
question
you could.
choose.
Mondo's done that in the past. So.
Oh my god. You
All
ever see the episode of Celebrity Jeopardy where he drew the horse having sex with Alex Trebek's mom?
You could do that too.
No, I did. I did.
saw that.
Oh
Well,
man.
you're gonna see it.
I would encourage those types of things. To be perfectly
The
honest.
score is 8-5, by the way, and here we
Way
go.
too close. I don't like this.
Matt, you're up, man. Big steal for you in that round, sir. Alrighty. In the
I feel like being
category,
this close to Kieran is going to cost me now because he's going to be doing crazy shit that makes me laugh, and I'm not going to be focused.
in the category of on screen.
Ooh.
Remember, you got to write your answer down,
the
Matt.
easiest category.
Yes, sir.
Is it though?
Shut up. I got this.
Grand Moff Tarkin appears in how many Star Wars cinematic films? Do you have your answer ready?
Yes, sir.
And you don't need multiple choice?
No.
All right. Well, we're going to give these guys 5 seconds to get their steals down. Kieran's probably writing a novel about how much of an asshole I am.
He's actually drawing your answer.
We ain't got all night.
All righty. Time's up. Pens down. Matt, what do you got?
2.
That is incorrect. Johnny, what do you got?
I went with 4.
That is incorrect. Kieran, what do you...
I could have answered this one, but instead I wrote soft with a big baseball being thrown softly.
Like Frederick Anderson's ability to let in soft goals.
Yeah.
Like
It was because the question was really soft.
It was soft,
Like
and the category was, or sorry, the answer was 3.
I went with 4 because I figured he was like, I thought he was like in a background scene in 2. So it's like,
All right, well,
I
Matt,
totally stole that
Matt,
question.
Matt still, sorry, what, Matt?
what was it? Rogue One.
Rogue One, A New Hope, Revenge of the Sith.
Hope and
He's in the very end of Revenge of the Sith when Palpatine and Vader walk up on the bridge. Yeah.
yeah.
I knew he was in 3, Rogue One, and 4. I thought he appeared in 2 as well.
It's one of those things where you could have got it with a minute instead of 20 seconds.
Alrighty, here we go. Question number 2. Who said the line, "I smelt your foul stench when I was brought on board"? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you need multiple choice, Matt, or no?
No.
Who said it?
Leia.
That is correct for 2 points. Matt takes the lead. He's up to 10 now.
You want to hear my answer?
Sure.
It was
Your mama.
me when I walked in the studio.
Johnny, did you have the... I mean, not that it matters, but did you have the answer?
I figured he would say Leia, so I wrote Han in the off chance it was him as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt, here you go. Third and final question, sir. In the category of on-screen, who said, "This is how liberty dies," with thunderous applause? You don't need your multiple choice?
No, sir.
You're all confident. Confident. That Green Bay...
That's called the Captain Morgan's.
Yeah, the Captain Moore. That does give you some confidence. Trust me on that
Yes.
one. What do you got, Matt?
Padme.
That's correct for 2 points. That brings Matt's total up to 12, which means Kieran cannot win, even if he steals all 3 of Johnny's answers.
I would like to know Kieran's answer for that one as well.
Kieran looks utterly
Oh,
heartbroken.
I put. Is this about the questions that we're being asked today?
What the fuck?
Are you high?
That's what I was going to say.
I hope not. He's driving me home.
Oh my god!
It's Jade's chair.
All right.
It's
It's because Sean's being all tyrannical about these terrible questions.
All right, Johnny, here we go.
they're both the great questions.
Those soft ones you got?
I'd like
Hey,
a score update. I need to know
don't-
what I need here.
It's 12 to 8.
Like, you could.
Wait a second. I stole
could-
your question. How,
You stole 2 questions.
Yeah,
Go
we
ahead.
did. All right,
No, you stole 1 question.
Johnny, here we go, man.
You got,
I need
you got
2 without
Johnny
multiple
Gnocchi
choice
wrong
here,
or
too.
whatever.
You need at least 4 points to tie, 5 to win, and you definitely have a shot to do that. So here we go. But keep in mind, he can steal. So, and I believe if
One
he's-
steal puts it away.
1 2-point steal puts it away. Yeah,
Well, I think 1 point steal puts it away because that means I got it wrong.
yeah. Sorry, any steal. Yeah, you're right.
I
Sorry.
guess
Oh,
any
man.
incorrect answer also ends.
Pressure's on. Pressure's on. Matt could be going to the ship against Aiden, and I like you, Matt, but I don't like your odds in that match.
I don't like mine either.
Can I take a partner? Let me see if I can go get a hold of Sam Whitwer.
Yeah, that Thaden guy's an asshole.
I
Alrighty.
hear his brother's one too.
You heard right.
The category of games and literature.
Games and literature?
That's right.
Good God, that's a huge category.
How much was the budget for the...
Right.
Yes, the budget question about a video game.
How much in royalties did Timothy Zahn get paid for?
Question number 1. Atten is from what Star Wars video game? I'll repeat the question. Atten
Well, I don't need this anymore. So
is from what Star Wars video game? Don't answer till I ask you for the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you have an answer or need multiple choice?
multiple choice is useless because I know you're going to give me both answers that I would guess. So
If you say so.
you're not going to have just one Knights of the Old Republic game on there.
If
You're
you
not
say
that
so.
stupid. So I'm going to pick Knights of the Old Republic 2.
That's correct for 2 points, and we have a ball game here. And he saved both of his multiple
Was I
choice.
correct in that multiple
You
choice
were
had both answers?
Incorrect. The multiple
Really?
choice options were Knights of the Old Republic 2, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and Jedi Knight Jedi Academy.
Well, I'm glad I didn't waste it.
You
But
got the 2, so...
I was thinking 1.
Alrighty, here we go. Question number 2. In what game does the villain Tavion appear in? In what game does the villain Tavion appear in? 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, Johnny. I need either the answer or multiple choice.
I know the series. I don't know which specific game. I like this is the one you're going to do it to, but I got to take multiple choice and take the chance you didn't pick both my answers for it.
All right, your options are number 1, Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. Number 2, Knights of the Old Republic 1. Number 2, Knights of the Old Republic 2.
First one.
Sorry, what was the answer?
First one.
All right,
Jedi
yeah,
Knight game.
That's correct for a point.
I was afraid you were going to hit me with Academy and Outcast, and I wouldn't have known. I knew it was one of them.
I put Outcast. I thought
This
it was
brings your total to 11. You need a point to tie, 2 to win. Here we go. Pressure's on. You can decide the game here.
Well, of course I can.
Who was Tahiri Vela's boyfriend before he died in battle?
Oh, God.
Who was Tahiri Vela's boyfriend before he died in battle? And this is from a book.
Okay.
10 seconds.
I'm going to go for the 2-point conversion.
Oh, okay.
I'm going for the win.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that it's Ben Solo.
And your winner,
Matt Whitfield.
Matt Whitfield.
It's one of the solo kids. Not,
Holy
it's not
shit.
one of those. It's not him. I
One,
put Jason. but I
I'm
couldn't remember.
99% sure you said Ben Solo,
I did.
Yeah.
which is Kylo Ren and not true.
Is it Jason
my
or
God.
It's Anakin.
It's Anakin.
Oh,
Solo.
my. How did I make
was
that
Anakin.
mistake?
So Matt,
How did I make that mistake?
wow, I thought you had
Oh
it.
my God.
I thought you had
How did I
it.
make that mistake? I did. I just picked the wrong one. I was like, okay, it's the Solo kid named after the original character. I'm like,
the
it's
one who
Ben.
dies
It's
earlier,
Ben.
so it's the one
And it's
who
like
goes
he's
dead.
dead. It's oh my God. Oh, how did I get that? I feel. Don't tell me Anakin and Ben were both multiple choice options though.
Probably.
Your options were Anakin Solo, Jag Fell, Jason Solo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the Phantom Empire Star Wars show on this night. We have a pissed off Johnny, a irritated Kieran, and a very happy Matt Whitfield. The underdog in this one comes in, steals the win via help from Captain Wait, what's that? You're not allowed to drink while doing trivia?
Just make sure to beat Thaden. He's being real smug.
Being very smudge and arrogant.
He's being very smug at home.
I
Being very
have
smudge and arrogant.
I have a funny feeling Thaden has a future date with, no offense, Matt, I think Thaden's probably going to
His
beat
right
you.
hand.
Oh, he's already overlooking Matt Whitfield.
I think Thaden has a future date probably with one Mr. Ian, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there.
Could you
Kieran,
not make jokes like that, Matt? While I'm trying to take a drink here, dude.
I didn't. What did he say?
Kieran, Rick and Morty, man.
Whenever Sean was like, he's got a future date, and Matt's like, with his right hand.
Kieran, your Rick and Morty fan show debuted tonight, man. When can everybody see that next, and what do you got planned?
I mean, we're gonna start off with bi-weekly, but man, if it builds up, I'd love to do weekly. So, yeah, I will keep going with it. Join the Rick and Morty fan show page, and find me in the Fandom Empire Den, because I don't know, I like friends and I like followers. And watch Rick and Morty fan show because it was awesome. I enjoyed it.
Johnny, tough loss, man. A couple of tough losses, a few weeks in a row. You know, one with your football team and this one with you in trivia.
That R.A. Dickey.
Oh man.
Did you just call me R.A. Dickey?
Oh man, well, I mean, he choked when he got to Toronto. So,
I feel like R.A. Dickey throwing in a dome. So
Yeah.
I guess that's relevant.
do you remember the look on his face when he gave up his first home run in that first game? I think they were playing Cleveland or something, and he was just like,
I remember.
It was a
a
goddamn moonshot.
he was well, no, he thought it was just gonna be like a pop fly.
Yeah, but
and-
didn't it fly
and,
like...
and it went out, and he's like, "What?" And
What the
even
hell?
after the game, he was like, "I can't believe that went out." It's like, if he can't believe that went out, this might not end well. And he proceeded to have like 6 terrible starts in a row for the
home.
Jays. So, just brutal.
He needed to be like, you only pitch on the road, pal.
I was there for the opener when he first got there.
Yeah,
It was
they lost 4-1.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we buy to try and win.
I loved him though. He was awesome for interviews and great guy.
Yeah,
so
he was hilarious.
didn't bother
Until
me
you
too much.
realize we
It's
traded
not like
Thor.
it's not like Syndergaard's been great for us, you know.
I
been-
was Team Burley. I liked Mark Burley better than
Yeah. Doc
Burley,
was
a
good.
guy who couldn't fucking throw faster than 84 anymore. Just is going up there against the league's best hitters, throwing 84, being like, yeah, I'm still gonna sit you down. So
Oh man, that guy could pick the corners like fucking ridiculous. All four.
Oh
of them.
God, yes.
Of all the people that didn't get elected to Cooperstown last month, he's the one I'm most offended that.
All right, welcome into our baseball chat. We're going till 1 in the morning. Woo!
I'm not mad that McGuire and Clemens didn't go. Or Barry, I'm mad that Mark didn't go.
yeah, I'm mad. I mean, they all should be there. Let's be honest. Everybody was juicing the baseball hall. Of
I don't
Fame's all
disagree.
fucked
As
up
far
now.
as I'm concerned,
I'm at Ponce
Admit it?
get there.
admit it, and I don't object to you going, but keep denying it, and you don't deserve your place because you're denying the truth. Admit it, and I will accept your.
In Bond's case, he didn't do anything that was illegal, though. The
The
substances that
problem
he used
is,
were
yeah,
stuff.
but Mark did the same thing, and so
Yeah.
did. Rod, it's not the point.
I'm
They
fairly
knew-
sure that these
John-
guys, the real problem was that they ignored what they were putting in their body. Like their coach was like, "Hey, drink this shit."
They knew they were breaking the letter of the
Yeah.
law. Like
Like you said,
substances
Johnny.
Yeah.
were coming
Admit
a mile a minute. What am I admitting?
I won.
I never said you didn't. I went for 2 points on the goal
You know
line
what?
at the end of the game, and I
changed my
failed.
mind.
It happened.
I changed my
Okay,
name.
Max.
I changed my
Okay, Max,
opinion
man.
now. Now I want Thaden to squash you.
I do too now. I
Wants him
mean,
to just squash him like a
Squash
bug.
him. No, actually, I actually still hate my brother more.
I would
Go ahead and
cheered
win,
because,
Matt.
Packers
sir.
bros and all that.
Man, we've had the music playing for like 5 minutes. Can we should probably just
and I think it's time to peace out and get out of here.
baseball
All right.
chat later.
Yeah, we'll talk about a fantasy sports show on the Patreon at some point. Anyways, for Johnny, Kieran, Matt, all the chat mods, everybody else, this has been the Phantom Empire Star Wars show. Good fucking evening.